Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. In recent years, the United States has used its advantages in chips to find ways to modify chip rules to prevent China from obtaining high-end chips and advanced semiconductor manufacturing equipment. It has even roped in allies to jointly restrict it, just to hinder the development of China's chip industry. However, the more they tightened their restrictions, they found that the problem became more and more serious. Not only were high-end chips not restricted, but mature process chips might be stuck in reverse. So the United States and Europe took joint action again, but it seemed that it was too late. The US's chip restrictions against China mainly focus on advanced manufacturing processes. Previously, they restricted China's development of 10 nanometers and below processes, focusing on restricting ASML high-end EUV lithography machines and other semiconductor equipment used for high-end chip manufacturing. In October 2022, the United States revised its chip rules again, raised chip restriction standards, and began to restrict 14 nanometers and below processes. As a result, Japan and the Netherlands were roped in to restrict immersion DUV lithography machines and other related semiconductor equipment. In other words, there are no restrictions on 14 nanometers and above, and there are no restrictions on mature processes, including 28 nanometers. The reason for this is, on the one hand, because the United States believes that as long as it restricts high-end chips, it can hinder China's high-tech development and prevent it from posing a threat to them. At the same time, their chip companies can also make high profits from this. On the other hand, comprehensive containment cannot be carried out. After all, the mainland is already the world's largest chip market. 70% of the world's chips have to go to the mainland. Many US chip giants are developing in the mainland, and their revenue accounts for very big. During the global chip shortage in the past 2 years, the United States even relaxed some restrictions, because it still needed SMIC to produce mature chips. Furthermore, mature processes can no longer be used, because there are many semiconductor equipment companies in mainland China. Although the processes are not advanced, the advantage is that they are available in every segment. The key point is that most of them can meet the needs of mature processes. Therefore, China is following the trend and focusing on the development of mature process chips. After all, mature processes are still in mainstream demand now and for many years to come, and the production capacity of chips with mature processes above 28 nanometers and advanced processes below 16 nanometers accounts for 7:3. As a result, China has aggressively expanded its mature process chip factories. Currently, there are 44 wafer fabs and 22 more are under construction. SMIC alone has continuously invested more than 170 billion yuan and built 4 mature process wafer fabs in Beijing, Shenzhen, Shanghai and Tianjin. Once all are put into production, their production capacity will be doubled. Therefore, it is expected that China's mature process production capacity will surge in about 3 years. According to a report from a professional market research institution, in terms of global mature process production capacity, Taiwan, China accounts for 49%, mainland China accounts for about 29%, the United States only accounts for 6%, and the European Union even less. According to forecasts, China's share is still increasing. It is expected that by 2027, mainland China's share will reach more than 33%, while the United States' share will drop to 5%. There are also predictions that the mainland's mature process chip production capacity will increase to 30 to 50%, and it will be possible to achieve dominance by then, because the mainland has complete supporting facilities and the lowest operating costs in the world, and no one can match China in terms of price. Compare. Some time ago, even the chairman of Power Semiconductor said that it would not expand production of mature processes, because it would not be able to win over mainland manufacturers. In this regard, the United States is also aware of new problems. In the future, they may rely on China for mature process chips, so they begin to worry about being stuck in reverse. Therefore, in January this year, the United States began to investigate the mature chip dependence of important sectors. Recently, the United States and the European Union issued a 12-page joint statement after concluding the Trade and Technology Committee meeting (TTC). Cooperation in the semiconductor field is the focus, and the traditional semiconductor supply chain will be investigated. Traditional semiconductors mainly refer to mature process chips. After the investigation, the United States and Europe will take next step measures for mature process chips. The specifics are not yet known, but the main purpose is to reduce dependence on external parties. This shows that the United States and Europe have realized the problem of dependence on mature process chips and may expand restrictions in this regard. In this regard, some foreign media directly commented that it is already too late. Because when the United States restricted advanced manufacturing processes, mainland China had already launched a chip construction boom. Not only was it frantically expanding wafer factories, but the localization of semiconductor manufacturing equipment was also accelerating. The key is that mainland China is not only vigorously developing mature processes, but also seems to be lagging behind in advanced processes. The return of Huawei's self-developed Kirin chips is a strong proof. Therefore, it is completely too late for the United States and Europe to jointly restrict mature manufacturing processes.